Hello guys, and welcome to Geekomania! We're here again talking about geeky stuff, because that's the name of the show that you're listening to or watching, whichever one, both preferably. And today, first, who are we? Quick, who is this person?
I'm Michael.
Who's that person?
I'm a Mark.
And Mark, tell me who this is.
And that's our lovely Ben.
Oh, good. Okay,
And Irene.
and today we are doing We're doing a revisit. We are revisiting our top 5 animated shows because I especially realised that my list was so wrong and so bad, and I agree with everyone who dislikes that video because my list was crap.
And also as well, that before the episode starts, I thought, as me and Ben are huge wrestling fans, I thought I wanted to send out my condolences to Paul Bearer's family.
A great loss has occurred in the wrestling world. We have lost a man who was probably one of the best in the business at making faces like this and going, "Ooh, Undertaker!" That's a much better Paul Bearer than me, but...
And may you rest in peace, Paul Bearer. May you rest in peace.
It's a sad thing that
I
Paul
don't know who
Bearer
you
doesn't
are,
know this.
but rest in peace.
Yeah. Rest
You mustn't touch these guys.
In
peace.
So, who's going to begin the top 5? Mikey?
Ben will.
Ben will, okay then.
Because Ben is the best. Because Ben is going to do a show at number 5 that neither of you will have heard of, and you have points. It is Metalocalypse.
Never heard of it.
Exactly.
I've heard of it from other people talking about it, but I've never seen it before.
It is a show on Cartoon Network's Adult Swim, and it is about a fictional metal band. They're quite far from bland. They're a metal band called Death Clock, and
That's a
it's
cool
just
name.
about their fictional exploits and how they're a massive band in the world, and they have empires and giant battleships and speakers the size of skyscrapers, and just their comedic adventures because they don't know how to live life properly. And the music...
Does the speaker go up to 11?
And the music is fantastic, and Mermaider is one of my favourite metal songs, full stop, regardless of it being from an animated show. It's brilliant, it's funny, and it's stupid, and love it, and go watch it. It's free on Adult Swim website. Go adultswim.co.uk.
Or if you have Sky, check it out.
Yeah. My
Why?
number 5. Oh, do you want to go? Alright,
You
Mikey.
just missed out on Mikey, don't
Yeah,
you?
no, but I thought Mikey can go last, because I always go last. I
Oh.
thought Mike can go last this time, because then it makes his number 1 that much more important. Because I thought,
Let's do
Well,
it.
we all know
Mikey's
whose
a great
number one's
guy.
the most important.
My number 5 is Beavis and Butthead, which a lot of you probably have heard of, is the first Mike Judge animated show for MTV.
Yes.
It's been around for years. They cancelled it for several years and it came
Yes.
back a year or 2 ago.
Several. It was a bit more than several, I think.
Yeah, like the 15, 16 years,
Yeah.
and then it came back. And it's still as brilliant as ever, and I love the fact that they ripped the shit out of like stuff like 16 Pregnant, Jersey Shore, and like musical stuff like Justin Bieber and other shit. It's brilliant. I love that show.
They're quite strong characters.
They are very, very
As
strong
dumb
fans.
as the show is,
They're
it
trying
does
to be
have
like
its
South
moments.
No, this was made way before South Park. Dude.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's
made in,
it's
like,
South
the
Park,
early
but
90s.
without the intelligent satire. Just with dumb satire instead.
Yes.
Bad animation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
animation's
it
cool.
kind of intentionally bad though.
Yeah.
You know.
It's funny as well though, like, you know, that's like when like you got Beavis who's like the idiot and you got like Butthead's kind of the more smart one of the two, and Beavis is really funny, like whenever he gets hyper he becomes this character called the Great Conholio. And it's brilliant.
Not the best MTV cartoon in my book. The best MTV cartoon in my book is even on my top 5. Daria. I like Daria. It's good. Mikey,
you can
number
tell.
5.
My top 5 is a childhood favourite. Looney Tunes.
Looney Tunes.
I can't
Only
miss that
at
out.
number 5.
Great
Conholio,
and he did it for my bungo. If I take me, if I did it, I am the Great Conholio. Mikey?
So back to Looney Tunes. Speaking of complete lunacy,
Your face
Looney
is bright.
Tunes is great. Why is it on number 5? There must be some
I
really good
put
shit.
it on number 5 because I made my list according to what I can still enjoy now.
Ah,
I mean,
okay,
I can
makes
still
sense,
enjoy
makes
Looney
sense.
Tunes now, but that's why it's on my top 5. But I put it on there as my favourites. What, like the favourite one I can enjoy
Which
now.
Looney Tunes do you like the best, Mikey? Which ones do you like?
Just in general. Like. all-
Do you have a favourite, or is it too hard
Do
to
you-
pick your favourite child?
Not sure. what my favourite is. It's hard to remember the episodes.
We'll come back to
Let's
that.
have-
I mean,
Just have
do
to
you
be
have
on
like another like character like
Bugs
Sylvester?
Bunny is my
Bugs-
favourite. Bugs Bunny is definitely my favourite.
Classic. Not Daffy Duck or anyone like that. Roadrunner.
My favourite duo is Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny.
Oh yeah, those two are brilliant together.
Right. Well,
Duck season, rabbit season.
my
duck
number
season,
4.
Fire. Brilliant.
my number 4, again going down the slightly more obscure route that you guys might not have heard of, although this is a bit more likely. Samurai Jack.
Yeah, I've heard Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack is brilliant.
Was it made by the same guy who did Powerpuff Girls? Or was that?
It's a
different show?
it's a very similar animation style, but it's not. I don't believe it's the same creator. It could be.
Ah, okay.
But Samurai Jack is just like that was one of my first like introductions into like Japanese culture when I was younger. Of course, Pokemon was the big one, but you know, there's not a lot of Japanese culture in it. It's just anime. But Samurai Jack is so
It's
fun.
like American anime, isn't it? Because it's not Japanese.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
American.
It's Americanized anime, but it's
But Pokemon's like the Japanese people, they do the voices, but then the Americans have to edit it. And
they
change
dub
it.
over it. Yeah,
The
yeah.
dub over it, yeah.
But Samurai Jack is just so brilliant and action-packed and funny, and the animation's brilliant, and Aku is still one of my favourite villains. And
Isn't Aku the one that looks like this sort of like weird, like demon dragon thing?
He looks like a Japanese kind of dragon, but he's a shapeshifter, and he always talks like this, the great and mighty Aku. I love him. It's my
Let's take it
favourite.
from that, say
I want to cuddle him. Well, Akuma like means demon, doesn't
Yeah,
it? And
yeah.
it's derived from the same thing, so that makes sense.
Does Goken mean demon as well? Because that's what he was called.
Guken. I don't know.
That's what he was named in Japan.
I ain't Japan.
My number 4 is Top Cat. Top Cat's amazing.
Yeah.
Top Cat's good.
Ah.
Top Cat's the only real Hanna-Barbera cartoon that I loved and I can still watch now. Is I've got all
That's
the
because
episodes.
Hanna-Barbera were cheaply made and not hugely funny, except for Wacky Races, which is the only good one.
What do
just
you mean only
Dusty
good
and
one?
Nutley.
You also mentioned Hong Kong Phooey.
Hong Kong Fury wasn't there?
I was just thinking, guys, we left out Dragon Ball Z.
I know. There's a reason we left out Dragon Ball Z.
Why?
Because it's poorly paced. It's really, really poorly paced, because instead of doing what most sensible animes do now, and editing things directly from the manga so it's shorter and snappier paced, instead they just took every panel of the manga and just played it out word for word. And Dragon Ball is a wordy manga.
Yes.
So there's a lot of flashbacks and a lot of people standing around going, "Do you remember the time that we were in the playground, Ken Star?"
That sounds like Family Guy joke. Do you remember the
No,
time
that was
I
actually
did
a reference to
this?
Ego Raptor.
Oh, Girl Chan.
Yeah, because that was a direct parody of Dragon Ball.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Basically, coming from Top Cat, I think the humour's quite funny and just everything general really. I can't really think of anything else.
Benji
Well,
is only good character.
You mean Benny the Bull?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Benny the Bull's awesome. Love Benny the Bull. Mikey?
Benji, the blue cat.
My number 4 is the new series of Thundercats.
What?
I've seen an episode of that. Actually, well, actually, it was
Because-
quite good.
The new style of animation, like from the old one, is an improvement, and I would say it's my opinion, because I'm young.
Oh, it's definitely your opinion.
And I don't know, it's just a good. They changed it quite a bit, but they've kept the characters, and it's just a good story. Really, it's quite an enjoyable story. But
That's
like,
cool, man.
watching the old ones back, they're quite boring, and the animation style is really.
I've not seen it, so I can't.
At the
really
same
judge
time,
it.
you gotta remember, like the old series was made in like the 1980s, where it was
It's so
about
different.
selling
Like,
toys
their
and
voices are
stuff.
so.
I know, and that doesn't mean it was good, Mark. That's just a bad excuse for
I'm
bad
not-
animation
No, I'm not
quality
saying
and
that, you know,
budget.
I'm just saying, you know.
The majority of the episodes in the new series are good. Some of them are just random and weird,
Random and weird's good.
but it's good.
Speaking
Watch it.
of random and weird, my number 3 is Looney Tunes.
Great series.
Which you'll notice, guys, is my number 1 last time, but this time I remember there's shows I like a lot more. But yeah,
Looney Tunes
Looney
is a
Tunes
classic,
is
so
amazing and
so
brilliant and clever and funny and witty. And I love Duck Amuck, but I've already said all that stuff.
Duck 'em Up was a great episode. You know the episode Duck 'em Up, Mikey? It's the episode where Daffy Duck's like going through these like different things.
And the animators just messing
Oh
with it.
yeah, that's good. I like that.
My favourite episode of Looney Tunes is probably the second Ducks and Rabbit season episodes. Pronoun Trouble. No, shoot me now, shoot me now. And he ends up, oh, I love that episode.
Mark is good at reciting quotes.
I am, yes. Yeah, because he does shoot you out. Yes, he does have. The band that you shoot me now, yeah, then he ends up being shot. It's like beat goes around the. Like, brilliant. I love the Looney Tunes. Elmer Fudd. Elmer Fudd's cool.
Maybe you should move on.
It'd be very,
So
very
your number
quiet.
three.
I'm hunting
What's
rabbits.
Mark's number?
My number 3 is South Park. Trey Parker.
Only at number 3?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
I know. I love that show because I love the fact how it's so different from like the first seasons like now, and I love all the satire stuff. I love the fact that they're able to take the piss out of everyone. Doesn't matter who you are. I love that sort of humour, and I just love the characters. I love Cartman. I love Randy Marsh. I think those two are like the funniest characters in the whole show.
It's extremely clever.
It is very, very clever.
Probably the cleverest show on the TV.
And the way they're able to make episodes in 6 days is just amazing. And one of my favourite bits ever in South Park is the bit where you got Randy and all the other men after like putting their bollocks in a microwave to cook them up to get cancer. You see them all like on the walking down the street, using their bollocks as space hoppers.
Just
when I first saw that, just get my one. And when I saw that, I was just pissed myself laughing because that bit was hilarious. That was so funny.
Mark would find the bit with bollocks in the most interesting.
And I also
Mark's
love.
opinion on bollocks.
He loves them.
I do.
He loves balls.
And I just love all their parodies as well, like the bit where they're talking about Tom Cruise is a fudge packer. Or what? Yeah, look, Tom Cruise is packing fudge. It's just some of that, just
Mark
brilliant.
would go to the bit where they're talking about gay people.
And the other bits where there was an episode which I thought was quite funny. I love the one when they with the Good Time of Weapons. That's a great episode. And the one we're called Crippled Summer. You know, when we got Tally's go have like an intervention. It's like, you want to go? Ah.
I
also
love
love
where Cartman is. He's going to compete in the Olympics and just to get money, so he pretends to be a retarded kid.
Enough
Yeah.
about favourite South Park episodes. That's getting boring.
Oh, we should
I'm
do that. The
bored.
top five South Park episodes.
Maybe a later episode. Michael.
My number 3 is Avatar: The Last Airbender, which plays on Nickelodeon.
What? That's actually a good show. I enjoy that.
See?
I haven't really seen the
Uh,
episode of it. Is that basically like another American anime?
It's
Sort of, yeah.
Americanized anime again, kind of thing. Yeah, but it's
The
actually
animation is wicked. It's smooth. It's a very good story.
got engaging story. I like it.
They're short episodes as well, which makes you want to see more.
Yeah, just don't watch the film they made.
The film.
What do you mean
bloody
short
terrible.
episodes? Like they're only like 50 minutes
And I'm
long?
not
They just
talking
seem-
about
I'm not sure if
James
they're short
Cameron.
or they just seem short because they're so
I
good.
don't watch that one.
Yeah, the film Avatar: The Last Airbender is really bad. Doesn't do the show any justice.
Because it's directed by M. Night Shyamalan.
I thought it was directed by Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf had something to do with it as well. He was a producer. My
That wasn't a badum-tish.
Yes, it was.
No!
It was.
That wasn't witty.
Yes, that was witty. That was very witty, wasn't it, Mikey?
I didn't get it. For 1 second I thought that might have been true because if it was true it would make sense.
I was just making fun of the fact that Shia LaBeouf I don't like.
Yeah, and I was making fun of the fact that, you know...
Your joke was bad is what I'm saying.
Alright, I actually no, I should say Michael Bay was the
My
producer.
number 2 is going to be Robot Chicken. 'Cause
Only at
I
number 2.
love- It is only at number 2. For reasons I'll come to when I get to my number 1.
Robot
I don't have
Chicken's
it
a
on my list.
classic. I love Robot
Then
Chicken.
why isn't it on your list yet?
Because I
Robot
didn't think at
Chicken
the time.
is brilliant. It's really snappy comedy. It's really funny at times, and just it's actually can get kind of emotional at times as well. There's a great sketch where a giraffe is slowly sinking into a pit of tar, and it's brilliant. It's one of the funniest sketches I've seen.
I love the one where you got the Emperor going up the escalator thing and he goes, Stormtrooper, Stormtrooper, Stormtrooper,
You're
Stormtrooper.
ruining the joke.
Stormtrooper.
Go watch all 3 of the Robot Chicken Star Wars
Yeah.
episodes.
I might have to
They're
watch them,
great.
just
They're
Go watch the
hilarious.
Robot Chicken DC episode because that's also great.
That is hilarious.
Go watch Robot Chicken because it's great. They're only
Robot Chicken's-
10-minute episodes unless they're the Star Wars or DC ones. They're nice and quick. There's 3 of them for free every day, like every week or so on
Yes.
Adult Swim. They're brilliant.
They are very, very
Go
funny.
see
Go
them.
chance, definitely see it.
We'll check them out, won't be fans.
Yes.
Yes.
I haven't seen it either.
After this episode, Mikey, we're showing you Robot Chicken, bud. You'll love it. It's very, very funny.
Anyway, on to.
Oh yeah, and I love their parodies of like old TV shows and stuff. It's so funny, like one of the Street Sharks.
Yeah,
That
which
was
is
good.
funny because it highlights how bad Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is as well.
You.
Well, you're number 2.
My number 2 is Count Duckula.
Count Duckula.
Of course it is. He goes on about it a lot.
But
Do I?
Yeah.
He does a bit.
Another great series. It was the second series by Cosgrove. The first series they did was Danger Mouse. This is the continuation to that.
Danger Mouse is better.
Yeah, Count Duckula's way better. But you've only ever seen one episode of Count Duckula, so
Danger Mouse is better.
how do you know? You've only seen
Because
one
I've
episode,
watched lots of Danger Mouse and I've watched enough of Count Duckula to say Danger Mouse is better.
Right, your opinion's different to mine, but never mind. But then but I do love Count Duckula. It is a great series. It's one of the funniest series I've ever seen. David Jason's brilliant. I love Nanny. Just how stupid she is with the Eagle is great. It's just a great series overall. Can't think of anything else because I said what I said in the other episode.
It'll quack you up.
It will definitely quack you up.
Ah!
Mikey, that was a great joke, my friend. Oh yeah.
See, that is where you put a badum-tish, not Sheila Booth was producer.
Mikey, so what is your number 2?
My number 2 is, of course, the original Pokemon.
But you
Pokemon
hate
guy.
Pokemon.
I know you don't.
Everything about
I
Pokemon
hate
you
it.
hate. Do you know what I
I
don't
hate
like?
the new series and the new games. They're suckish.
I take offence to that. The new game's good, but I stopped
In-
watching
in
the series. So I
themselves.
wouldn't know.
Yeah, I was
They should
watching
have carried on
series
the
as
original
well.
series because they basically killed it and then changed it.
How would they do that?
I always found it a bit odd that Ash was like, hey, I'm going to go and start fresh in a new region. And then he brings his level 100 Pikachu along. Because Pikachu's level 100 by now.
Must be.
It's killed enough things. It's seen some shit, man. It's done some things.
He looks out of place in that weird world. It's kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh meets Pokemon
What Pikachu?
because they're all weird things. But Pikachu looks out of place. It's like putting Pikachu in Yu-Gi-Oh.
I don't get. What do you mean, all weird things?
What do you mean, Mikey? What?
Pokemon are weird.
What, the new ones?
Yeah.
Okay, right. I'm going to dissect exactly why people like Mikey are wrong about new Pokemon looking weird. Okay, right. So, original 151, they don't look weird at all, right? Mr. Mime, Jinx. But no, the original 151 are really original, clever. Arbok is just a snake, spelled backwards.
Tangela.
As
Just
is
some
Ekans.
weird things.
Kangaskhan is literally a kangaroo.
With horns.
Yeah. When you put this stuff,
Porygon.
oh
It's just
well,
they're animal
no,
like.
but why? Yeah, but the animals like new Pokemon has done things like an ice cream
Chairs.
Pokemon, Magnemite, literally just magnets. Where's your argument now?
But now, because of the new Pokemon, there's shitloads of weird Pokemon like.
There's been shitload of weird Pokemon
But there was
before
loads
now.
in
Yeah.
the original series, and it was.
Yeah,
And in
but-
the original series, they established the.
but there's way more
worlds.
badass Pokemon now as well.
That they
Have you
only-
seen Lucario?
Wait,
Guy
wait,
looks
wait.
like an Egyptian god.
They established the world of Pokemon in the original series, and then they blew up the world and made a new one.
What? What do you mean they blew it up?
They have.
They
They-
didn't drop a
they-
nuke on
they-
Kanto and go
established the new
boom!
world.
Yeah.
They already established the world of Pokemon, and then they brought more Pokemon into it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because they knew it
just
sold really
li-
well.
Just like in the real world, when you're in England and you see all these animals, you're like, oh, okay, this
There must
is
be
kind
more
of
in
cool.
Australia.
These are some nice
Yeah.
animals. And then you go to Africa and see a giraffe for the first time, and you're like, this shit's fucking weird. It's got a long neck. That's not right. That's weird. I don't like it. It's new. It's
That's not how it
interesting.
should be.
Screw that.
Yeah.
No, that's not how it should be. We shouldn't have interesting and new ideas.
Because
We shouldn't try and evolve.
Mewtwo was the best Pokemon in the world. Is he now? There's
No.
There's new Pokemon.
No.
around.
No, of course he's not.
See, they've established a new world.
Mewtwo's just really good now instead of being the best.
Instead of being
Yeah.
the best in the world like he was, because they established the world
What's
of Pokemon.
what's wrong with
They've
things
changed
getting?
the world of Pokemon and made a new,
What's,
better
what's,
legendary.
what's wrong with making things better?
It's not better.
It is.
It's not.
You just said Mewtwo isn't the best anymore.
That's because they've made a new world. So they've
Exactly.
They've made him.
So
not the
they've
best.
made things better than Mewtwo
Because they're dicks.
because they're trying to make things interesting and keep them fresh,
I'm just,
which
I'm
they're
just
doing.
I'm just going to
Why?
sit here and let
You're
these
just
two
afraid
argue.
of change, Mark.
I don't like change.
He doesn't, does he?
They changed
Seriously.
my childhood.
I will show you some of the new Pokemon, and you'll look at them and go, actually, oh, he looks pretty
I should have
cool.
opened this door.
Mate, you should have done, especially at HP.
You don't. you don't bring up the original 151 is the best generation around me.
It's not a good idea because Ben's a huge fan of the new Pokemon.
I'm a huge fan of Pokemon full stop.
And I'm only a fan of the original.
I'm a fan of
what
the
annoys me
251.
even more is when they when that shit happens and they go, oh, but the next 100 are really cool. Ampharos looks fucking ugly.
He does.
Ampharos and Flaffy and fucking Skiploom. You're gonna come up to me and say the original 251 is amazing and bring up Skiploom?
No, but I'm one of
Jumpluff.
the people who only like maybe 4 or 5 from 251 Pokemon. I'm not really...
Only 4 or 5. So, okay, again, one of the best games in the series, right? But only 4 or 5 good? Right, so why are you just discounting all of the other generations? Because you can just say, oh, well, there's 4 or 5, and then you're like, oh, but it's not as good.
Well, no,
but you
no,
only like 4 or
no,
5.
It's
no,
only
but
my number 2.
What more proof do you need?
I just have I'm just nostalgic to
They
the
are
series.
just trapped in the
I
past.
haven't told you my
I
number
look
1
to
yet.
the future.
Jesus.
No, I don't.
Ben, what's your number 1 before we get into
My
the
number 1
argument?
is South Park. Yeah. Do you know why it's South Park? Because I can't think of any other show that has taught me as many life lessons and questioned my beliefs
Yes.
more than South Park. And I have had genuine emotional reactions to South Park. Some of them are revulsion, some of them are disgust, but a lot of them are inspiration and humour and fondness of mankind, and no other TV show, let alone animated show, has given me as much wealth of experience as a little show made about 4 arsehole kids that live in a nowhere town that get into misadventures.
Completely agree with that, Ben. Completely agree.
And it's stunning what you can do with so little. I mean, the animation in South Park is terrible. Absolutely crap. The art style, really simplistic and
Yes,
boring
completely.
looking. But because it has so much soul and passion and interesting writing, it makes it brilliant.
Yes,
And you
It makes the
overlook
animation lovely.
you overlook the bad animation. If you were deaf and just watched a South Park episode with no sound, you wouldn't be engaged
Not
at all. Because it's just you might get engaged in later episodes, but if you just look at the first series, it's like, oh, this is really bad to look at, but everything else holds together, and
Yes.
that's why it's my favorite.
And also as well, though, like even by having musical numbers as well, they do them so well that it makes it work for the series. Like one of my favorite songs in South Park history is "Let's Fighting Love." I absolutely adore that song.
Those two know how to make music. They know how to voice act. They know how to
Yes.
animate decent.
I mean, look at
hell,
the
they actually
musical-
know how to animate good now as well. But
I mean, look
they're
at
geniuses.
They
I
are
love
pure
them.
geniuses. I mean, look at their musical. Won 9 Tonys. Book of Mormon they just did
Yeah.
recently, and it's like sold out over here till like June. Just shows how good they are.
They're musical.
Yeah.
They made
Book-
musical.
book-
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, amazing musical Book of Mormon. It's like
Oh yeah,
been in
yeah.
New
I've seen that
York
on
and other
Comic
things.
and
And it's also been like advertised before Les Mis, which is really bizarre.
Is
Yeah.
it- is
It's
it
not
comedy?
because it's actually a really nice. It's really nice. It's like completely different in tone to South Park.
Hmm.
Like they
Is it
described
not
it.
comedy or anything. Like
It is a comedy,
It is a
yeah,
comedy,
but like it's inspirational. It's not like South Park where it's like, you know, at times there'll just be complete gross out moments.
Yes.
There's none of that. It's way more. It's about the good sides of religion, which is weird because people always think that those two hate religion in all forms, but they really don't.
They don't. Like one of them's
They just
Jew.
point out the idiocy in it,
They
which
do,
is
completely.
what they do in everything. They point
And they
out
also
everyone's
as well like stereotype a lot of stuff as well, like
Yeah.
the whole Jew jokes about us being greedy with money and having us with like Jew gold and other stuff and
That's one of the best things. Is they use stereotypes to their advantage. They satirize everything. They don't discriminate.
not
They
at all.
just they hit any target regardless of whether they like it or not. They hit themselves more often than most.
And I
people.
also love the fact as well they're able to evolve like characters. Like look at Randy Marsh in the first couple of seasons. He was just like Stan's dad, and look at him now. He is like one of the most
He's a
loved
huge
characters. Yeah, he's one of the most loved and huge characters in that show now. Like just to look how much they've evolved the characters as well. Like at first it was all about Cartman and him being the funniest character. Now I think Randy Marsh is probably as funny or even funnier than Cartman. like the episode was training up to like beat up like the different dads, like the baseball matches, and it's got the best around. That's just brilliant. Like you would never see that in the early episodes. He was quite a boring character, but now he's brilliant.
Anyway, let's move swiftly along before we.
My number one is, as
everyone.
everyone knows, is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh right.
So Mikey, what's your number one?
Let's wait. Let's just hear.
Yours.
Let's just hear for a second. So, how has Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles affected your beliefs? How has Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ever like made you question like your own
Gave me a
existence
whole
in
different
life?
view on what Turtles are like.
Oh yeah,
And it
I
made
thought
me
it showed
believe
more
as well. It's
intelligence.
kind of like South Park in a sense. It doesn't matter if you're weird and mutated and stuff. You can still have a family. You can still be a knit. You can still have friends, and it makes it good because they are outsiders to the rest of the world, and they know that being an outsider, me being autistic kind of a way of being an outsider to people, knows it can work and stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree. So why not just watch X-Men? 'Cause that's the
Because
same message.
I
That's way
prefer-
better, more interesting.
I
There's
prefer-
better
I
characters.
prefer TMNT, and I think the
Wolverine's
characters
cooler.
are more relatable to me.
Yeah,
And
true.
I like them. I
I've
love.
got Wolverine as a bad guy in that show.
Oh, you mean?
yeah. Doesn't that
And
tell you
I like the
everything?
fact as well,
The bad
like-
guy is cooler than the actual heroes.
And I love the fact as well that each of the heroes are completely different to each other, so people can connect to different people. Like someone can connect to Michelangelo because he's a fun-loving sort of character. But people can connect to Leonardo because he's just serious, loves his family, hero type. Donatello because he's a clever, nerdy type, and Raphael because he's the witty, sarcastic, also angry type.
And people can connect to April because she's Megan Fox. And like everyone can relate to Megan Fox. Everyone. Because she's just a girl next door. I mean, Mark does we actually live right next to Megan Fox. She's literally 2 doors down from us. It's great. It's
Do you reckon in
brilliant.
the movie they're going to make a quote to Transformers? Or a reference to it or something?
I really hope they do because you know what,
That made the film should.
I would absolutely love there to be Michael Bay continuity. In fact, I'd love him to make a reference to Pearl Harbor as well. In fact, no, why not have a Will Smith cameo from Bad Boys as well? That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd really like that.
Their ship is a Transformer because the Turtles are
Yeah.
aliens.
Yeah, no, it turns out that Shredder was actually working for Megatron.
And
Wouldn't that be
their
great?
ship is a
And
Transformer.
Splinter was actually transformed into a rat by Cybertron. Cybertron emitted toxic fumes which turned him
Mikey.
into a rat.
So what's your number one then, pal?
The same as Ben's.
The same as
They're gonna
Ben's
make Turtles.
because Mikey realises that South Park has emotionally affected him, much like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles has taught him the valuable lessons of understanding people for their differing religions and different races. Oh wait, no, not really religions.
No, it
But
also teaches people as well, Ninja
it's taught
Turtles,
people
about-
that violence isn't the answer, and oh no, wait, violence is the
It
answer.
taught me how to stick up for myself.
Yeah, the team and teacher should stick up for yourself. And it's about family values, and you should always be close to your family and stuff. Shouldn't
It taught me how to fight.
Even if your family is a weird paedophilic rat. What? What, are you saying...
I don't get why Splinter wears clothes. He's got
no,
fur.
Splinter doesn't wear trousers, if you don't notice this. And he just hangs around a bunch of teenage boys and teaches them
And
how
they
to
don't wear
fight,
clothes
and they
either.
get all sweaty,
Well,
and Splinter's
but
just sitting there
they,
watching and saying, "No, son, you must hold it like this."
But they are his sons, though.
No,
He's
they're
a rat.
not.
He's a
He
rat.
just picked him up off the street, Mark.
It
He
depends.
picked up some turtles off the street that had been covered in goo. Ew. And then
It was-
raised
it was
them
ooze.
into strong teenage boys that he then watched train and sweated out in the gym all
Because-
day and just go, yes, yes,
Because he
Leonardo,
wanted
son."
to, have them to
Yes.
avenge his
Yes,
master.
work
Yoshi
that
in the
sword.
comics Because
No, Leonardo, you
Because
must
he cut his ear off.
you must
because- no,
maintain
because
your
Orochi
weapon
Saki
properly.
killed his master.
Polish
in
the
comics.
sword, Leonardo.
And everyone
Polish the
was- what?
sword.
And they gave
Yes.
him sweatbands as well, different colours to distinguish which one was theirs because they don't want to share their sweat. So
Donatello,
No.
make sure you are working that stick properly. Yes.
No. The
Caress
reason,
it gently.
No, the reason they got given different headbands which is in the original series is because they wanted to sell them as toys rather than making people buy four of the same toy. They thought give them different colour headbands and stuff, and it also the fish rate between the turtles and also makes more money. Because originally they all had red bands, and they were like trained up to basically kill the Shredder because Splinter hated Oroku Saki for killing Hamato Yoshi.
his master.
No, his gay lover.
which in the later series and certain seasons, Hamato Yoshi is Splinter because he got mutated.
Yeah, and
into a rat.
from the trauma of losing his gay lover, he then turns to
What?
paedophilia.
Well, in one of the comics, his
True
master
story.
is himself.
No, in the original
So
comics,
anyway,
in the original comics, Hamato Yoshi is Splinter's master. Where in other series, Hamato Yoshi becomes Splinter. It depends on which in
What
like.
do you prefer?
I don't mind either way, to be
Hey
honest.
guys, it's Ben here. I don't know what you're doing.
I don't
She's
mind-
talking
I don't mind
about
either way.
turtles or something.
So, bet, Mikey.
I think we should
you
end
mentioned
the
anything
episode here.
about that stuff. Number one.
Do you think we should end the episode,
Absolutely.
guys? We should end the
I didn't
episode.
like the original South Park. But it doesn't get me interested. The new one is much better. And
You're
then
still
everything else
talking
is-
or some shit. I don't know what you're doing. We should kill them all. Yeah?
Cheers, guys. That was Geekomania. I'm Mark. That's Mikey. And that's the bastard Ben. Cheers, guys. Take care. So long. Ta-ra. Goodbye. And sayonara and shalom.
See you on YouTube.
Bye, guys.
except we don't because it's not a two-way camera.
Yeah, Mikey. Let's see him both ways, bud. Mikey! That was a good episode.
I'm going to turn the camera off now, guys. Yeah.